Hey guys, Brett from 4 Acres Wild. In this episode, I'm going to reveal my new garden that I'm working on by removing the tarps that have been down for 4 months and give you a tour with my existing garden to show you what's worked out. Now, unfortunately, where I live, it's very high in clay and there's very little topsoil. So everything that I've grown to date, I've really amended that soil with manure, triple mix, wood chips and whatnot to really build up that soil. Behind me is, you see a big gray tarp. That's where we grew most of our garlic this year. As soon as I pulled the garlic, this is the first time I've ever done this, I put a tarp over top because the weeds just go crazy. Oh, some mice. But you can see all the ground, no weeds. Let's put that back down for now. Now in the back I have 2 smaller beds where I've grown garlic. I did not put down a tarp after we pulled, and you can just see a month later there's weeds everywhere. It's just a total mess. I'm not planning on using these beds anymore, and moving forward, whenever I'm done growing garlic and I pull the garlic in July, August, I'm going to cover them in tarps just like I did up here to keep the weed suppression at bay, because it just creates so much more work, and putting that tarp down just saves you so much time. Now, one thing we did do this year, this back bed, we've traditionally grown either garlic or tomatoes. I wasn't going to plant anything, I was just going to tarp it. I ended up throwing down some sunflower seed for some mammoth sunflowers. The problem with these ones is they're so big, right? You can see these are so big that you can't really cut them and put them in, your kitchen or give them away as a gift. So while they are impressive, they're like 7 feet tall. I would definitely go with the smaller variety next year. This year we had a bumper crop of tomatoes. For 2 years we could not grow a tomato. Not really sure what the difference was, but you can just see here, beautiful red tomatoes. We have, what we got? 4 raised beds of tomatoes that we planted. I think we did 4 different varieties. It's been absolutely amazing. We've been eating fresh tomatoes. Yeah, nothing really better than that. We get a lot. We've been able to give a lot away, which is something that we enjoy doing. It's also nice to get surprises. So we have all these peaches. We probably got about 40 peaches this year, and they're all absolutely pretty amazing for being fully organic and a fruit that's really hard to grow. Look at that, fully organic. Wow. That is unbelievable. One other crop that has been doing good now for a few years are these grapes. I believe they're a Concord grape. One plant, probably get about 50 of these little bunches. Just love the taste of them. So early August is such a great time because a lot of great things like tomatoes, your sunflowers, your grapes, your peaches, apples. It's just a great time to finally kind of reap the rewards of all the work. So while everything has pretty much gone to plan, the big picture goal this year was to set up a new area where we can create a bigger garden for the garlic. Like I was saying earlier, our soil here is really, really bad. Like really bad. So I did tarp a large area. We're gonna walk over there now and I'm gonna reveal what's underneath and then determine how I'm gonna amend that soil and build a bigger and better garden. I tarped this off in May. It's now September. There should really be no grass underneath. I have 2 challenges here. The one challenge is that the soil quality is really low. The other challenge is that these ash trees keep coming back, and even though I've tarped everything off, they're actually popping through the tarp, and I'm gonna have to find a way to dig them out because I don't want to have a garden and keep having ash come up. So I'm not sure if this is going to be doable to get set up for a garlic plant this year, but my first step right now is I got to take off the tarp and see what I have to work with. I've taken off all the wood. Mac was giving me a hand, so next up, gotta pull out some staples, and then I'll pull back the tarp and we'll see what we have. Well, behind me is the area that I had a tarp down for since May, so almost 4 months in total. White tarp, blue tarp. You can clearly see the difference. So this is where the blue tarp was. You still get the odd weed, but you can see that, you know, for the most part it's done what it's supposed to do, and that is kill everything off. So now I have exposed dirt. So that worked pretty good right here. Here's a ash tree that I had cut down. You can see the old stump there. And these ash trees they just keep growing. They're so resilient. It's insane. And right here is a giant ash that just keeps growing. And you see, right, there's the old stump. Took the tarp off, killed off all the grass for the most part and the weeds. But my real issue that was bigger than I thought was just the ash trees. They just kept popping up. And so I borrowed my buddy's backhoe and pulled out as many of them as I could find. Made a big mess. I spent an afternoon pulling out as many of the root balls as I could. Then I spread everything out and tried to make it as flat and clean as possible. Big picture reality is that this is just not going to be ready to plant this year. I still think there's a lot of ash in the ground and I want to see what pops up next summer. So I'm going to delay building this garden out right now for another year and put my attention back to my existing garden bed where I've grown garlic successfully for a long time. You know, now we have more work ahead of us to continue working on that garden, but I knew that was going to be a long-term project anyways, and it just means we're going to have to wait a little longer until we scale up our garlic, but you know, what are you going to do? So, onwards.